This week, we visit some pretty iconic places on Eleuthera, then head back to the Exumas to participate in a leopard owners flotilla. It's a week-long series of beach parties where you get to know other owners, and you drink and do silly stuff like dinghy races.
'Cause even in the madness, there is peace, drowning out the voices all around me. Through all of this chaos, you are writing a symphony, a symphony. Oh.
We were wrapping up our friend's visit, so we decided to hit a bunch of places in one day by renting a car in Governor's Harbor.
But it's next level elevator.
Our first stop was the infamous glass windows. This is the narrowest part of Eleuthera. A tiny one-lane bridge is all that stands between the Atlantic and the Sound on the leeward side of the island. It used to be a natural bridge, but that collapsed during a storm. Just down the road was the Queen's Bath, a set of natural pools that heat up in the sun.
Not every cut.
Last stop, the pink sand beach called French Lead. Rex was guest
Filming.
videographer for this.
You can edit this, Todd. Club Med, Todd.
That night, it was really still, and the sea life in Governor's Harbor was out in full force.
Hello, Ramon.
There's all these tiny crabs
I can't shake the simplest
Where did they come from? They must have been down at the bottom, and they see something's going on, and so they're coming up. All right, we are up really early. It's, I don't know, 5:45. Sun's coming up. We have a long motor today. There's hardly any wind, which kind of sucks, but it's also kind of good because it'll be a real easy transit. We're going from Governor's Harbor down to Staniel Key. We've got to go back to the Exumas because we're going to go do this interesting leopard event where there's a bunch of other leopard owners, and we get together for events and that kind of stuff. So we're gonna go do that. We've got about a 12-hour motor ahead of us, maybe even longer, and we'll get there when we get there. The reason why we're up so early is we have about 13 hours of daylight. I wanted a little buffer, but more importantly, I don't really know the cut that we're going through to get there at the very end, and I don't want to be in between tides for that. So and high tide today is at 7:30. So I want to be able to get there a little early so that we don't have to deal with massive current going through one of those cuts. Goodbye, Governor's Harbor. We'll be back probably in a couple of weeks. So it's so flat out here, and the color of the sky is in a way that you can't see the horizon at all. It just looks like it goes off into nothing. Check it out. When it's really calm like this, you see different kinds of things that you don't normally see when there are waves. Like this. These are some boats being transported from one end, like Rock Sound, up to Spanish Wells. It's so calm, I guess they just decided to tie 4 boats together and move them up there because they can. All right, we're through the cut. Now we're in the deep water, and we've got, I don't know, 30 nautical miles out in this. And it's really calm. So I'm hoping this is what we'll see the whole way, because this is easy. The waves are on our bow, but it's, you know, they're ripples. So should be a good sail. It's a good time to get the fishing pole out. Well, we didn't catch any fish. It's we're almost across now. We're getting close to the park boundary, and you're not allowed to fish in the park, so we gotta reel it in. But we'll have another shot in another week. Well, there's seaweed all over it. That might explain why we caught nothing today. As you can see behind me, we're no longer in Eleuthera. We sailed back to Exuma, to Big Majors, where there are 15 different boats here at Pig Beach. We're back here for a week. There's a leopard flotilla where a bunch of different leopard owners get together, and we cruise up the Exuma chain a little bit and just hang out. It's kind of a thing. So we'll do that, and it'll be a week of meeting a bunch of new people that we haven't met before. We're going to a party! At this get-together, you were supposed to wear leopard print, not something we have a lot of on our boat. It seemed like the other owners were a lot more prepared. The boater equivalent of like old men standing in their driveways talking about cars?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Spent the next day at low tide on Pipe Creek, just around the corner from our anchorage at Big Majors. There was a dinghy race, and it was pretty cutthroat. Several men overboards, a bit of shoving and rule bending, but it was all in good fun. We did not win. It's funny how things work out here and how people crisscross paths here and there. A boat that we met over on Eleuthera, we're coming south. I think they went to Cat Island. This morning we were getting the boat ready to go. We're moving over to Compass Key for more of the Leopard flotilla. Turned on the instruments and I saw coming into the anchorage that same boat. So I called them on the radio and they're going to park right next to us, and we're going to delay going over to Compass so that we can catch up with them and see how they're doing. This seems to happen a lot. People just crisscross and move around in these different anchorages, and it's kind of fun. You get to catch up with people and see what they've been up to. So we're going to do that this morning.
If you're ever at big majors, you'll see this happen every once in a while. Pig swims way out into the anchorage, and some kind soul usually ends up hopping in a dinghy to guide it back to the beach. This one took a good 20 minutes to get back home. The next day, we anchored near Rachel's Bubble Bath. This was our last day with the flotilla. We had to get started on our journey north to the Abacos. We played some bocce ball, caught up with everybody one last time, then said our goodbyes. It was a really fun event, and we wished we could have stayed longer. But we had 150 miles ahead of us and some tight weather windows to work with. Thank you, Leopard, for putting on such a great event. Thank you for watching our adventures. We really enjoy putting these together and showing a glimpse of all the neat things we encounter out here. If you want to keep up with us daily, follow us on Instagram. Thanks again, and we'll see you next week.